I was in a relationship with a woman, and it was not a good relationship at all. It was early in life when I was first starting to date. And the issue was I am feminine presenting, and I've always been feminine presenting. However, this particular person that I dated, she was previously married to a man. She was divorced, and she actually wanted to be in a relationship with me. And I should have listened to my intuition and not got involved with her at all. But I went on and I had a relationship with her because we were friends. And the crazy part about the relationship, well, one of the crazy things was she tried to change me in how I looked physically. Like I dressed feminine. She knew that I'm feminine presenting. And she actually is feminine, but she had very strong masculine energy. And this is what made it even more strange about the relationship we were in. She tried to make me masculine. She wanted me to look masculine, dress masculine, on down to where she did not want me to wear a woman's bra. She wanted me to wear a sports bra and boxers. And I was completely turned off. I was disgusted and I didn't do it. But out of the pressure of trying to please her as my partner, I did start to dress more tomboyish, but I never resorted to boxers and sports bras. And that seemed to please her just a little bit. But to make a long story short, she really was trying to make me into a stud, and she wanted to be a femme. And her mindset was, you can be the man in the relationship and I'll be the woman in the relationship. And her family was not accepting of gays and lesbians. She came from a very homophobic background, but she was in the closet. Me, on the other hand, although I came from a very homophobic family upbringing, I was not in the closet. I was out of the closet. And ladies, I have a real issue with lesbian couples trying to enforce heterosexual rules and guidelines in relationships between women. The title of this video is Avoid Heterosexual Dating Rules, Lesbians. My name is Giselle Wallace, lesbian life coach and author. I urge you ladies to avoid heterosexual dating rules. Lesbians, we are women who love women. Now, I understand 100% that women present themselves differently in relationships, physically and energetically. I am aware that there are women who are feminine presenting as well as masculine presenting. I'm not saying that's an issue, because how you feel, how you identify is your own personal representation. But there's a difference between what you feel comfortable with regarding your physical appearance being masculine or feminine, and what you believe in, what you uphold regarding your values and your standards and your rules. If you have a mindset that gay lesbian relationships should emulate or copy heterosexual relationships, that's the problem. We are lesbians because we identify as women who love women. We are attracted exclusively to women physically, mentally, emotionally, sexually, and spiritually. We are not men. We do not think like men. We do not look like men. I know that there are masculine presenting women, and some of them look almost identical to a man. But I haven't actually seen a lesbian woman who's even physically masculine to where I mistake her literally as a man, because there is something about her that will let me know that she is a woman. Either it will be her shape, it will be the softness of her skin. Women have softer features than men. Yes, you can do things to alter your appearance to make yourself look more and more like the opposite sex, but there's always going to be something that stands out to let us know that you are a female. I am not referring to trans people in this video. I am aware of the transition of female to male. Those are relationships as well, but I'm not referring to those relationship dynamics in this video. I am specifically referring to females who identify as female and also who were born as female. They call or refer this to as being cisgender females. Cisgender females in lesbian relationships struggle severely to where their relationships are literally destroyed. They won't make it, because I've experienced this before. When I was young, just learning about the dating scene, getting experience with women, this was one of the first relationships I had where the woman was trying to change me and she wanted me to represent a stud. But it was so bad to the point where she thought that I should actually do things like a male. And it was just completely out of who I was, out of my character, out of my nature. And that relationship, of course, ended. There were other issues along with it. There's other complications when you are dating someone who is in the closet and who is not out of the closet with their family. So those were other issues in our relationship, because for me, a healthy relationship starts with me accepting myself. And it also requires for me to be open about who I am, regardless to however anyone feels about it. So although I may be aware that certain families are not approving of same-sex relationships or just me identifying as a lesbian, that's not going to stop me from being who I am. And I expect and require that in a relationship. The woman that I choose to be with, she is going to be confident in who she is as a lesbian, and she's also going to be out. No one will have to guess or wonder, are you a lesbian or not? They're going to know, and it doesn't matter whether you approve of it or not. And that's the real issue with a lot of lesbian couples They let what other people on the outside think of them dictate their relationship. So in my experience, as I mentioned, the relationship I had with the previous lady who was not out of the closet and her family was not accepting, she was also married to a man before. She was divorced. So she was used to being with men, even though she considered herself, she actually she didn't label herself, to be honest with you. She didn't label herself. But what she did say is that she has always been attracted to women. Since she was not from a background that was accepting of same-sex relationships and people who identify as lesbian or gay, she had a lot of dysfunctional thinking, and it carried into her relationship with me. And because she was married to a man and because she comes from a heterosexual family, she up she upheld the traditional heterosexual lifestyle, and she wanted that for her relationship with another woman. Ladies, that's impossible. It will not work. As a matter of fact, for me personally, it's a complete turnoff. Even feminine women who are in relationships with masculine presenting women, they will say to you real quick, I'm with her not because I like dudes. She's a woman still. Some women like masculine presenting women, but they still see the woman in her. They see her womanly qualities because they know she's not a man. It doesn't matter how masculine a woman may act, she is not a man and she does not think like a man. People can dress for expression, it's a part of their personality. But do not confuse the way a person physically looks with how they identify according to their gender or sex. A woman who identifies as female knows that she is a female. She will never say that she is a male. When you are in a relationship with a woman, you have to be upfront with how you represent yourself. You need to present yourself accurately and confidently. As I stated, I always was feminine presenting, but my mistake was I allowed that previous relationship with the woman to alter the way I dressed. I began to dress more tomboyish, but I never liked that. Now, I'm not saying that I have anything against wearing some jogging pants and sweaters and t-shirts. Absolutely not, because I do wear those things. But the way I am, I will literally put on some shoes that don't fit with the jogging pants. Like there'll be feminine shoes that I'll put on, not like 6-inch heels, but they'll be like like slippers, feminine slippers. And it's like, okay. So it's always something about the way I dress that is just my own style. So don't confuse your style with how you identify your gender or sex. And do not confuse your relationship as two women together as needing to be identical to a heterosexual relationship dynamic between a male or a female. We are lesbians for a reason. If we want to be with the opposite sex, then we can be with the opposite sex, but we're not with the opposite sex because we do not want to be with the opposite sex. So, ladies, if you do not want to be with the opposite sex, in this case, with a male, with a man, then why are you choosing a relationship that requires the role and the characteristics and the qualities of a man. You want to think about this. And more than likely, it comes from the dysfunction that you've experienced in your background. And it also comes from your lack of confidence, your insecurity in your sexual orientation, in your sexual identity. If you need counseling, I suggest that you have counseling and you have life coaching. I recommend both counseling and life coaching. I'm a certified lesbian life coach, and I will coach you because our relationships are important and we need to represent our relationships with pride and accordingly. I don't know if you've ever heard this, you probably have. You usually will hear this from very bigoted, homophobic, heterosexual people. They will sneer up at lesbian and gay couples and they'll say, you see, they always try to be like us, meaning they always try to act heterosexual because they know it's wrong to be gay and lesbian. Why y'all always gotta have a man and a woman in the relationship if you're gay? I've heard it before countless of times. And you know what? I can't even be mad at heterosexual people who say those because there are couples who identify as lesbian couples or gay couples who actually imitate and practice and execute on perpetrating a heterosexual relationship in a lesbian or gay relationship. And this needs to stop. Be yourself, find yourself, love yourself, accept yourself, and stop letting people who have brainwashed you into believing that who you are as a same gender loving person is a problem. And you know that you're lesbian, you know that you're gay because that's the relationship you desire. You don't want a heterosexual relationship. If you do, then go have it. But you know deep within you do not want that type of relationship. So think about this and take your relationship seriously because lesbian love is beautiful. And when you work on your relationship and you design and create your relationship in a union that you really need, you will be more than impressed with your relationship. You won't ever look outside of your relationship to try to see what can be better for your relationship because you will already have it. Your relationship is between you and your lesbian partner. My name is Giselle Wallace, lesbian life coach and author. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, like and share my video. Don't forget to subscribe. You have a beautiful day. And don't forget, lesbian love is wonderful love.